The bullies at Lincoln Ridge High thought it'd be hilarious to put the new kid in a rear naked choke and knock him out cold. Cute, right? But that little stunt was about to come back swinging harder than they ever imagined. Jay Carter sat hunched over in the last row of Mr. Langford's history class, shoulders tight, trying to blend into the beige walls. 15, tall and wiry, dark curls cropped close, skin smooth and brown. He already stood out without trying. Being the new kid was rough enough, but being different? That was a flashing target sign for the worst kind of attention. The bell shrieked, and kids spilled into the hallway like marbles. Jay packed up slow, praying the usual hyenas had already scattered. No such luck. "Hey, String Bean!" Derek Hale yelled from across the room, his grin stretching too wide. "What's wrong, man? Waiting till the hallway clears so you don't snap in half." Jay zipped his backpack in silence. Derek, 6 feet of gym rat muscle and pure arrogance, had been on him since day one, always with his backup singers. Logan Pierce, tall, bony, and born to laugh at other people's misery, and Ethan Cole, the short, stocky wannabe who'd do anything to impress Derek. "Just stay calm," Jay muttered under his breath. 4 more classes, then the weekend. He was slipping his notebook away when Derek's hand slammed the desk. Crack, making him flinch. "I asked you a question, new kid." Jay rose slowly. "Just getting my stuff." He tried to move past, but Logan slid right in front of him, blocking his path like a mall cop with an ego. From his desk, Mr. Langford finally looked up. "Everything all right back there, gentlemen?" Derek smiled like butter wouldn't melt. "Yes, sir," just helping the new guy find his way. Then, lowering his voice so only Jay heard, he murmured, "We'll finish this at lunch, String Bean." Jay waited until they cleared out, then rubbed the sore spot on his desk. Bruises were nothing new. He never fought back, not because he couldn't, but because he'd promised he wouldn't. His dad, a retired MMA fighter, had trained him in Brazilian jiu-jitsu since he was 7. Jay had a brown belt by 14, but his mom made him swear no fighting in school, not unless his life was truly on the line. So far, he'd kept that promise. But every promise has a breaking point. Before we go any further, comment where in the world you're watching from, and make sure to subscribe to Silent Divide Tales because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. The cafeteria at Lincoln Ridge High was loud enough to drown a jet engine, trays clattering, sneakers squeaking, gossip bouncing off the walls like dodgeballs. And right there, in the far corner by the emergency exit, sat Jay Carter, alone. Always alone. He kept his head down as he shuffled through the lunch line. Turkey sandwich, apple, bottle of water, quick and quiet like a man sneaking through enemy lines. But when he turned, he caught sight of Derek across the room, whispering to Logan and Ethan. That smirk, that look, the kind that says, "Watch this." Jay's grip tightened around his tray. He started for his usual table, keeping his pace even. Halfway there, bam! Something snagged his foot. The world tilted. His tray launched like a frisbee, food splattering across the tile. The crash echoed and the cafeteria froze. Then came the laughter. Jay hit the floor hard, knees stinging, sandwich crushed beside him. He turned and saw Ethan pulling his foot back under the table, trying not to laugh. Derek high-fived him. "Oops," Ethan said loud enough for everyone. "Guess the string bean forgot how to walk." You ever see a whole room turn against one person in 5 seconds? Yeah, that. Phones came out. Kids were recording, whispering, pretending to care while eating it up. Jay gathered what was left of his lunch in silence, no words. Just the sound of Snickers behind him. "Keep your head down, man, just walk away." Miss Daniels, the cafeteria monitor, rushed over, breathless. "What happened here?" "I tripped," Jay muttered. "Be careful next time," she said, already moving on. He dumped the soggy sandwich in the trash, sat down at his corner table, and stared at the water bottle rolling in circles on the floor. The noise faded under the heavy thump of his heartbeat, slow, angry, rising. Ever watch someone get pushed so far you just know something inside them is about to snap? Yeah, that moment was coming. Can you believe they still thought he'd take it? That he'd keep swallowing it all just to keep the peace? But then, fate decided to speed things up. After lunch, Jay walked fast down the hallway, gripping his backpack like it was armor. He just wanted to grab his books and disappear before Derek's crew cornered him again. Spoiler alert, they were already waiting. Jay Carter swung open his locker and started switching out his books, fast. Maybe, just maybe, he could get out before they... A shadow slid over the door. Leaving so soon, String Bean? Derek Hale. Of course. His voice had that slow, cocky drawl that made you want to punch something. Behind him stood Logan and Ethan, one blocking each end of the hallway like bodyguards who got paid in insecurity. Jay's stomach sank. I've got class, he said, keeping his tone flat. Relax, Derek smirked. We just thought we'd give you your official Lincoln Ridge welcome. Translation: this was about to get ugly. The hallway was nearly empty now, just the echo of distant lockers and the last few footsteps of kids smart enough to mind their business. Nobody wanted to be the one to step in. Ethan shoved Jay against the lockers. Clang! While Logan yanked his backpack off his shoulders. What's the rush, new kid? Nervous? Logan teased. Jay clenched his jaw. Cut it out. Oh, look, Derek laughed. The new guy's finally got a voice. Then his face hardened. Let's take this somewhere private. They shoved him toward the stairwell. Jay tried to twist free, but 3 against 1 wasn't a fair fight, and they knew it. The door to the third-floor bathroom slammed behind them, empty, echoing, and out of camera range. Perfect. Please don't do this, Jay said, steady but firm. Derek grinned. Every new kid gets an initiation. Yours is overdue. Logan grabbed his arm, Ethan caught the other, and Derek cracked his knuckles. Hold him still. Jay's brain screamed. Not dangerous, just humiliating. He could take it. He'd promised. Then Derek slipped behind him, locking his arm around Jay's neck. A sloppy rear naked choke. This'll be quick, Derek laughed. But when the air started thinning and the edges of Jay's vision blurred, something inside him flipped. His dad's voice flashed through his head. Only fight when you have no other choice. So he didn't think. He moved. A hip shift. A twist. A burst of trained instinct. And suddenly, Derek Hale was airborne. Derek Hale hit the bathroom floor hard, air exploding from his lungs like a deflated balloon. For half a second, nobody moved. The sound echoed off the tiles, sharp, hollow, final. Logan's smirk vanished. Ethan froze mid-step, eyes wide. And Jay Carter, the quiet kid who never talked back, never fought, stood steady, breathing deep, his stance low and controlled. Then it snapped. Logan lunged, swinging wild. Jay caught his wrist midair, pivoted, and wham! Flipped him clean over his hip. Logan hit the ground beside Derek, groaning. Ethan, panicking, charged like a linebacker. Jay ducked low, swept his legs, and dropped him flat on his back. 3 moves, 3 takedowns, no wasted motion, no anger, just precision. The bathroom went dead quiet except for the sound of wheezing and disbelief. Jay straightened slowly, rolling his shoulders. He asked, voice calm, too calm. Derek stumbled up, face red. You think you're tough now, huh? Jay didn't blink. I'm not trying to be tough. I'm just done being your target. Logan rubbed his shoulder. What the hell was that? Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Jay said evenly. My dad's a fighter. Been training since I was 7. He pointed to his neck, eyes cold. You tried to choke me out. You don't even know how dangerous that is. A few more seconds, and I could have been dead. Ethan swallowed hard. Man, we didn't mean. You did, Jay cut in. You crossed a line. He let the silence stretch until it hurt. This time, I held back. I didn't break anyone's arm. I didn't ruin you. But if you ever try that again... He stepped closer, voice low and lethal. You won't walk away with just bruises. You'll find out the difference between losing face and losing everything. The laughter was gone now. Just 3 terrified boys, realizing the quiet kid they'd mocked had teeth. Then the door burst open. Vice Principal Green stood there, taking in the scene. 3 bullies sprawled out, Jay standing tall in the middle. What's going on here? No one spoke. Jay just slung his backpack over one shoulder, met each of their eyes, and said, see you around. Then he walked out, steady, unbothered, done. By morning, Lincoln Ridge was buzzing. Everyone had a version of the story. The quiet new kid who took down 3 guys in a bathroom brawl. Some called him a hero, others a legend. Jay didn't care. The truth was simple. He hadn't fought to win. He fought to end it. Because sometimes the real strength isn't in throwing the first punch. It's in knowing exactly when enough is enough. If you believe real justice doesn't need revenge, just courage, hit that like button and subscribe to Silent Divide Tales, because here the quiet ones always get the last word.